Hey guys! As I'm recording this video, it is April of 2017 and I have 8 piercings and 2 tattoos, and my piercings, 2 of them I just got 3 weeks ago today. 6 of my piercings are earlobe piercings, so I have 3 earlobes on each side, and I got those done over the course of many years, and I had to have all of them done multiple times due to issues with them not healing correctly and all of that. Let me just say, I got them all done at Claire's, which I don't know how widespread Claire's is, but basically it's a jewelry store that's aimed towards younger girls, and they do piercings there, but they use a piercing gun. And let me just say, I do not recommend getting any piercings done with a piercing gun. Just go to an actual piercer and have them done. You'll have to spend more money, but it's way better for the experience in the healing process and everything. From my experience, my earlobe piercings I had done with a piercing gun, and my 2 newest piercings I had done at a piercer with a needle, and those 2 piercings are healing so incredibly well, whereas all of my earlobe piercings, I had my first ones done 3 times, and my second and third ones both done twice, because they wouldn't heal. They were so sore and so sensitive, and they just weren't healing, and I would try to, after the, 4 to 6 weeks, try to take the piercings out and clean them, just desperate to, kind of get them to heal, and then, I couldn't get jewelry back in them because they were so sore, and I think it was my 3rd holes were pierced crooked, which, if anyone has ever had a piercing done crooked, it just causes so many problems because it's so hard to get jewelry in and out of it. So much money spent on having my earlobe piercings done just because I kept going back to the same place and encountering the same problem over and over again. So do not recommend that at all. Just go to a piercer. You'll be better off. This is healing incredibly well. I actually wanted to talk about this in the video. I was so scared, I guess, of getting the nostril piercing because I just expected it to hurt, I guess. I don't know what I expected. I think there's such a stigma with facial piercings that I just assumed that it must hurt a lot to get a facial piercing for some reason. And this is the least painful piercing I have ever gotten. I hardly felt anything, and it was so surprising to me because all of the other piercings that I had gotten, my earlobe piercings, hurt so much every time I had them done. And most people say, earlobe piercings don't hurt at all, but I always had a lot of pain when I had these done. I had like a really bad stinging sensation when I had my earlobes done, and so I was at least expecting that level of pain when I got my nostril done, and it didn't hurt at all. So I kind of suspect that it was, once again, the piercing gun that was used that was causing the pain from my earlobe piercings. And not that they hurt, to a level that was unbearable, but maybe probably maybe a 4 out of 10, if that. Really, the worst part is when I would have my earlobes done, my eyes would full on water, like tears streaming down my face. And not crying, my eyes would start watering, like, uncontrollably. And that would happen almost every time I would have them done. And as I said, I had to have all of them done multiple times. So it would happen, like, every single time I had them done. And I just kind of expected that, I guess. But a little worse, actually. And I mean, this was like a 0 out of 10, not even a 1. It didn't hurt at all. It hasn't hurt at all in the last 3 weeks since I had it done. it's really bizarre because I forget that it's there because there's no level of pain or discomfort or soreness or anything. And yeah, I mean, if you're thinking of getting a nostril piercing and you're worried about the pain, do not worry, they don't hurt. The tragus piercing, on the other hand, it didn't so much hurt as it was just uncomfortable. You have this kind of pressure as the needle's going through, which is really the worst part of getting a tragus piercing, is because it's such a thick piece of cartilage. It's this like intense pressure as the needle goes through, but it's not, I wouldn't say that it's pain, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. And I did have some like throbbing. I'd say the first 2 days, the day I had it done and then the day after, it kind of throbbed a little bit and then it got swollen, but I iced it for like 3 days straight and then the swelling went down and the throbbing stopped, and at no point was it like unbearable pain. It was just kind of there, really. It was just the feeling that was happening, but it wasn't really painful. And other than that, I mean, it's still healing better than any of my earlobe piercings ever did. And with my earlobe piercings, I would have to wait months before I could comfortably change the jewelry. And it should not take that long for an earlobe piercing to properly heal. So the tragus, because it's a cartilage piercing, that's 6 to 12 months for it to properly heal. And it's just doing so well after only 3 weeks that, once again, just like my nostril piercing, I forget that it's still healing and kind of like mess around with it, and which is not good. I'm going to end up getting an infection because I'm like touching it with my hands. But yeah, don't do that. Don't touch your healing piercings with your hands, because that is how they get infected. Okay, that's the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, bye guys.